Now, if you're in need of some good news, well, here is some. A 70-year-old grandfather from Oldham has rowed 3,000 miles across the Atlantic Ocean for Alzheimer's Research UK. Frank Rothwell joins me now from Antigua. Frank, it's great to see you. Look at you in your shorts and looking very relaxed. What was it like to finally finish this huge feat?
I'm very tired. It's a long way, and I'm feeling really relieved it's all over. And we're having a fantastic outcome. Donations to the charity are exceeding all expectations. At the moment, we're at £720,000. Our target is to raise £1 million, and because of people like yourselves, we're able to do that. Thank you very much.
Well, that is a huge amount of money. Congratulations. And am I right in saying you're the oldest person to row single-handedly across the Atlantic?
Yes, I'm the oldest person. I've got a couple of world records. The oldest person to row across the Atlantic, and also the oldest person to do it unaided, without assistance. It took me, I think, 56 days and 2 hours. And lost about a stone in weight.
I don't think you can quite believe it yourself, can you? It sounds to me like you can't even believe it yourself that you've achieved this. So give me some of the highlights and the lowlights.
Well, the self-discipline, that's the hardest thing. Is actually you can lay there and drift along with the wind and the current at 1 mile an hour, or you can get on the oars and go 3 miles an hour. Oh, I'm going at 3 miles an hour. Oh. So you've got two options. So the hard thing is the self-discipline to keep yourself going. Obviously, I'm an old man with an old body, so I've got a few adaptations to my boat to make it easier for myself. My seat is a racing car seat rather than a little pad that all the others sit on. And so I've got back support all the time. Every other rower has got a serious back problems, and I'm there. I've not had any back problems at all.
Frank, 70 is not old. I won't have you say that. We're looking at pictures now of you in the boat. It does look, there you are, waving, fantastic. And you had lots of messages of support, didn't you, while you were out on the ocean?
I've had fantastic messages of support over 5,000 people have made donations, and everybody's sent me messages of support. I can't really identify a single one that's the biggest or best. I think first of all, I'd like to thank all the 5,000 people who've donated, and if anybody else wants to donate, it's just giving Frank Rothwell, and that's the way to donate. And all donations we're gladly receive for. Alzheimer's is a terrible disease. My brother-in-law, I had a Down syndrome brother-in-law who died while I was at sea. He was my inspiration to do this. You know, Roger had difficulty in communicating, and because of that, he didn't really trigger us that he had Alzheimer's. But I'd like to dedicate this row of mine to my brother-in-law, Roger.
To Roger, good for you. And your wife was there to greet you, I believe, when you finished.
Oh, I've been married 50 years to a lovely lady called Judith, and I couldn't have done it without Judith's support and allowing me to do it, because you know, you've got to ask your permission of your wife if you've been married 50 years to do things like this, to go away for nearly 3 months with training and setting up and the actual rowing as well. And so without Judith and her support, I phoned her 3 times a day, and she was my rock. She would give me encouragement all the time.
I mean, well done, Judith. I mean, she's a saint, isn't she, for putting up with you and agreeing to this? Oh, here she is, look.
Come here,
hi, Judith.
Sit down. I'll go and show her the same.
Here she is. What a star you are, Judith, to put up with this man. What did you say to him when he first told you about this idea of his to do this massive row?
I knew he was coming up to 70, and I knew that he was looking to do a challenge. And when he come across this, he says, "Can I do it?" I said, "Yeah." He says, "Thank you very much." He said, well, he said, I don't know whether to do it on my own or with somebody or with a team. I said, no, if you do it with a team, it's you and somebody else. If you do it as single-handed, solo, it's you that's raising the money and it's you that's doing it.
Yeah, well done. And what was it like, Judith, when you spoke to him when he was on the high seas and you called him? He must have been quite low at times, was he, when things weren't going quite as they should have been?
He was very, I was very positive with Frank. Sailing around the world, it didn't worry me because I knew that he sailed in the dark. I know he sailed his yacht in rough seas, and you know, I knew he had the ability. You know, that he hadn't got that fear of the dark and the rough seas. So no, it didn't worry me. The nice thing was that there was communication 3 times a day, morning, afternoon, sometimes at night. So communication is a very big relaxing thing. And, you know, Christmas time, speaking to the family and, you know, stuff like that was amazing,
Yeah.
communications.
Oh, look at him. And Judith, all this in memory of Roger, of course.
Oh.
Yeah, well, we've got so many friends affected by Alzheimer's. The young 60s, you know, on various ages now, and it's coming more and more popular that the older generation have got Alzheimer's and dementia. So it is very, very good cause.
Yeah. And Frank,
It's been a fantastic.
Well, I was just going to ask you, Frank, what was the first thing you were looking forward to once you got back to dry land?
Well, a cool drink. Everything on the boat is the same temperature. The sea temperature is about 25 degrees, 26 degrees, and everything. We make everything out of seawater. I have a water making machine which transfers seawater into drinking water, and so the temperature of everything is that temperature. I make foods which are dried foods, you just mix it with water and it comes at that temperature. I never bothered cooking anything, just added the water to it. I made all my drinks were just with coffee made with cold water. Well, if you go into a cafe and you leave it for long, your coffee goes cold and you still drink it.
Yeah, so you were desperate for a decent cup of coffee and
having
a
something
proper drink.
Yeah, I think I'd like to mention the Iceland Foods Charitable Foundation, who are match funding all donations to this worthwhile cause, and up to the value of £500,000. And I'd really like to show my appreciation to the foundation.
Yeah, they've given a big donation, haven't they? Well done once again, Frank. You're an absolute star. What a thing to have achieved at 70. And Judith, well done for putting up with him. And thank you very much indeed for talking to us both. You're a great couple. Look at those muscles. All the best. Thank you very much indeed. Well done.